Come with me as I explore the shipwreck named the Hooker. What is going on, everybody? This is just a little bit of a different video. These are clips from a couple diving trips that I've been on. This one in particular was an island called Bonaire. It's just right up above Venezuela, southern part of the Caribbean here. So this is the very first shipwreck dive that I was actually on. This ship here lies about 100 feet below the ocean surface, and it's roughly about 230 feet long. There's a big story that goes with this ship. This is known as the Helma Hooker, and it had a couple other names, and it's, with the other owners that have owned the ship. So how I ended up in this specific spot, the story that is told, is the ship was seized with 25,000 pounds of marijuana, and when they requested that the owner of the ship come forward, they didn't. So a lot of the local divers, they wanted to actually sink the ship, and legally they couldn't because it wasn't, they didn't own the property. So the ship went on for a couple years without having maintenance done to it, and it developed a leak. So with that being said, they turned around and moved it to this area here, and it just mysteriously started sinking a couple days later. Now I'm going to take you into a different part of the island here, and this is where you're going to see a lot of the beautiful fish. Well, as you can see, we're not always looking for fish. This one here is known as the humpback fish. Now this is one of my friends just harassing one of our other friends here. Sometimes you can have fun underwater like this with just the sand here. We didn't have any coral around, so we're actually enjoying a little bit of the bottom time. We're only about 15 feet below the surface right here. This is me having a little bit of fun since I'm close to the surface. This isn't something that I would want to do any deeper. I'm close enough to the surface to where if something happens and I do surface on accident, I'm not causing any health risk to myself. So we'll practice things like this of taking our tank off, learning our buoyancy, and if you guys want to learn about that, I can talk about that in another video, and we'll just see how well this does. But it was a lot of fun. Now this here is a puffer fish. They're known as the dog of the sea. They're very cute creatures. They're very smart, and it was awesome being able to see one of those in person. As a diver, I try to take a lot of care of not touching the coral, as tempting as it could be, because I don't want to take a chance of damaging the coral, since the coral reefs are dying all over the place. Now here's a beautiful sea turtle. We were lucky enough to see a handful of these. This one here is actually smaller, probably about 1.5 feet in size. But the way they move in the water is just, it's a surreal feeling when you see it. So once we get some free time of exploring, sometimes as divers we like to just practice our buoyancy. That's something that from when I first started diving, that I really struggled with buoyancy. And what buoyancy is just where you're basically weightless. You'll do a couple different things to accommodate that. Some of it are weights, breathing, a lot of different things, a lot of different factors. If you're swimming in freshwater compared to saltwater, but it's very exciting. I really encourage anybody and everybody to at least try scuba diving once. If you can't swim, that's fine. As you can see here, you don't use your hands. Your hands are just kind of stowed away, and you just use your fins or your legs. There's a couple different types of kicks that you'll learn. As you can see, Jess is doing. No, that was not Jess. You're doing the fin kicks, and then sometimes you'll see me switch over to the frog kicks. I like to do a little bit of both because I'm using different muscles in my legs. And we were really wore out on this dive. Bonaire is known for having a lot of offshore dive sites. So they have over 60 dive sites. So you can just drive around the island. Once you find the place you want to go, you dive in, you dive it, and then get out. But thanks again, guys. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see. You guys, be safe, have fun, and explore.